Okay, in level 3 it says determine equations for arithmetic and geometric sequences that require multiple steps and you can find missing terms. So just a reminder of what the sequence kind of equation is up above, and same thing with the arithmetic and geometric ones. So number 7 says write the equation for the arithmetic sequence given the fifth term, a sub 5 is 17 and the common difference is 5. So what you want to do here is, like I said in level 2s, you always want to find the first term and the common difference or common ratio. So if I know my first term, which I don't here, but I know my common difference is -5. Okay, and I also know that the fifth term is 17. Okay, so to get to the sixth term, I'm going to subtract 5. So that's moving to the right. I want to move to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and add 5 to figure out what my first term is. So this is going to be 22, 27, 33, and 38. Okay, so this just tells me that my first term is going to be 38. So now that I know what my first term is, I can go ahead and write my equation. So a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, so you should get a final answer of -5n plus 43. Okay, next one, we've got to write the equation for the geometric sequence given that a sub 1 is 4 and a sub 4 is 32. Okay, so I'm going to look at 4. I don't know the second, I don't know the third, but I know the fourth. So I want to figure out how to get the common ratio, first of all. So I got to cover 2 blanks. If I know it's geometric and I see that it's getting larger with each term, so from 4 to 32, it's going to be multiplied by a whole number. I'll always try and start with 2's and see if that works. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And sure enough, 16 times 2 is 32. So obviously my common ratio is going to be 2 to get from 4 to 32 in only 4 terms. So if that didn't work, I'd go to 3 and 4 and 5 and so on. So we'll practice that, but that's how I would find my common ratio. So now that I have a sub 1 equals 4 from the problem and my ratio equals 2, my problem is going to be a sub n equals 4 times 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, last one. 192 is the blank term of the arithmetic sequence defined by a sub 1 equals 31 and a sub 10 equals 94. So what I'm going to do first is write my rule for this. So I got to find my my common difference. So this kind of works almost like slope. If your first term is 31 and your 10th term is 94, you can find this using slope, finding the difference between each. And this will only work for arithmetic, is that you can do this. Otherwise, the geometric you kind of have to piece together. So 94 minus 31 over 10 minus 1. So this is going to equal 63 over 9, which is going to equal 7. So I have a common difference of a positive 7. So from the first term to the 10th term and so on, I'm going to add 7 to each term. So now I can write my rule. Whoops, not 26. It should be 24. Okay, so now that I have my rule, what I want to do is I want to figure out what the 192 is, what term of the arithmetic sequence. So what this is saying is that, okay, remember when you have like a sub 3 equals whatever, 10. This is saying the third term is 10. So whatever the third term is, in this problem it's 192, I need to figure out is that the third term, the fourth term, the fifth term, the sixth term, and then so on. So what I'm going to do is 192 is your a sub n. Okay, it is the term that you're trying to figure out. So 192 equals 7n plus 24, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for n. Because n will tell me what term 192 is. So I'm going to subtract 24. I'll give you 168. I'm going to divide by 7. Okay, so what this does for us is that it tells me that 192, so a sub 24 equals 192. The 24th term is 192. Okay, and that makes sense, and it should make sense. If your first term is 31 and your second term is 94, clearly you're increasing as your term goes on, and that's what we found in our 24th term. It went up to 192. Okay, so these should make sense to you when you're done.